Some might say the prayers have been answered and that they can finally sleep at night, and I might be one of them. Spider-Man Homecoming, starring Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, and Robert Downey Jr. Directed by John Watts, this is the... how many installments of Spider-Man? The third reboot? I don't know. Is this the most amazing Spider-Man ever? I can't exactly say that, but I can say it's pretty darn close. But let's not focus on whether it's better than the others. Instead, let's focus on how Homecoming stands all by itself. First of all, this is an origin story, but it's unlike any of the other origin stories of Spider-Man that we've seen. It's fresh, it's new. We're not diving back into the Uncle Ben storyline of him passing away and Peter having to deal with that. Instead, we are experiencing and seeing Peter having to deal with being a superhero and being a teenager at the same time. This is what we've been wanting from the word go. And not only that, we are getting someone who is not 30 years old playing a high schooler. So that's a plus. And you know, with him dealing with that and everything, he has a new father figure that they've written into this storyline, and it's Tony Stark, which also comes into play in the comics. If you know enough about Spider-Man, you do know that he kind of is that father figure, and I love that they did that in this movie. It was perfect. I thought, like many others, that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be in this a ton, and I'm so glad that he was just sprinkled in there. And not only that, we kind of get a little taste of how things are probably going to be working in the Marvel universe with Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. kind of stepping back and not being Iron Man anymore. If you know what I'm talking about, go look that up. I'm not going to concentrate on that. I mean, quite honestly, Spider-Man Homecoming exceeded all my expectations. Not that they were set high, but the first time that Spider-Man was introduced in the MCU, I loved him. Civil War could have just been about Spider-Man and I wouldn't have cared about anything else, and I would have been super happy. Because when he came on the screen, I don't know, I wanted to jump out of my seat because it was the Spider-Man that I grew up with. I don't know, just everything that they did with it. I mean, the youthfulness, the humor, it was all on point, and they matched all of that to the same level of quality, if not more, with the emotional and more serious stuff. I mean, Marvel didn't hold any punches, and to that I say thank you. They went all out with this. Something I really appreciated about this film is that it echoed a lot from the 90s in the cartoon and the comics where Peter's talking to himself. They took that to a whole new level with the Spidey suit that Tony gave him. There's a point where he hacks the suit and accesses all of these different things that the suit can do. He unlocks an AI, and the potential that they can reach with that, where Peter's kind of talking to himself, the AI pops in and talks with him. And they do that in the film. It was very, very well done, and it was very comical. And fun little fact, Jennifer Connelly does the voice of Karen, the AI in the suit. She's married to Paul Bettany, who is the voice of Jarvis, aka Vision. If you didn't know that, now you know. I think that's super awesome. Just a little something to geek out over. Now hold on, just hold on a second. Let's jump back to Michael Keaton for a second. The main bad guy of this film, the Vulture. I was so worried about Michael Keaton playing the Vulture because I was afraid that I was going to see Batman up there, but that's not what happened. Michael Keaton, holy cow, he is a good bad guy, and not that he's a good bad guy, he plays a bad guy well. Let me put it that way. And just so many different moments you're like, holy cow, this dude is like heartless, but he's not. Now, something that had me worried in the beginning was Peter's friend Ned, played by Jacob Batalon. I was worried that they were going to overuse him, he was going to be playing into a hard stereotype, or they were just going to put him in there so much it was just suck the energy or kill it. But that's not what happened at all. The chemistry between him and Tom Holland, I mean, it's awesome. I loved him being on screen. The discoveries that are made, the reveals, it's all so well done. And Jacob, you did a fantastic job, and you're probably not getting the praise that you deserve. And I hope we see a whole lot more of you in the next installment. Now, as much as I'm praising this, I'm gonna have to be honest. The one problem that I did have, major problem, was the CGI. Pretty much all the moments where Spidey is fighting, it's all CGI, which is fine. At a certain point, you just kind of like take a deep breath and you accept it and you extend your suspension of disbelief. It wasn't something difficult to get past, but it was very obvious, and it probably wouldn't have been as obvious if I saw it in 3D. But I mean, unlike any other Marvel movie or any movie that has come out recently, the trailer didn't give anything away. As much as the trailers did give us, everything was exciting in this film, and there were so many twists and turns and surprises that it just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I really don't have any major complaints other than the CGI. This is a super solid film, and I can't wait to see where they go next. If it's still available to see in the theater around you, I definitely recommend it. This is a fun action film and definitely a movie to see this summer. So with that, I'm gonna give Spider-Man Homecoming an 8.5 out of 10. That's what I thought of Spider-Man Homecoming. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Let me know in the comments down below. I wanna know. Like I always say, this is a conversation. It is a review, but not really. It's just a place for me to share my opinion and hear what you guys think, because I'm just a guy who loves movies and makes movies. I'm just using this as an outlet to reach out to you guys and hear what you think, because it's an ongoing thing. I'm learning and it's fun. I like talking about movies. So let's keep this conversation going. If you're local to the Asheville, North Carolina area, be sure to head on over to the828.com. Why? Because that's where the locals go. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see my last review, which was for Baby Driver, you can click right there. And you guys have a fantastic day.